right now, Mumbaikars are trickling down to the polling booths to elect their new corporators. Over to my colleague Swati from Mumbai.
Absolutely. So we are tracking elections not just for BMC but for the 29 municipal corporations in Maharashtra, and of course BMC is the epicenter. It's the richest civic body in India, has a budget of 75,000 crores. I'm joining you live from outside the Nehru Science Center in Worli. A polling booth has been set up here. Let me just give you a quick glimpse of what's transpiring here. So there's a huge deployment of the police personnel here, people constantly moving in and out of the gate, exercising their right to vote. We'll also try and speak to some of them on the issues on which they are exercising their right to vote, because as far as the netas and their narratives are concerned, it has been about the Hindutva pitch, it has been about the Marathi versus the non-Marathi voters, and all the political parties of course trying to woo their own vote bank. The Shiva Sena UBT meanwhile, and Sanjay Raut specifically, has raised some concerns about the printing auxiliary display unit, and both the UBT and the MNS have also spoken about bogus voters. The threats and the warnings continue as well. They have said that they are going to deploy their Bhagwa brigades to keep a check on bogus voting. Let me go across to Arunil, my colleague, on this, the bogus voting angle, Arunil, and threats coming along with it from both the UBT and the MNS. They are saying they are going to deploy Bhagwa brigades now.
Well, that is right. Basically, the old Thackeray style of politics, they are resorting to, both the Thackeray brothers. In fact, Uddhav Thackeray as well as Raj Thackeray have said that we have made a special squad which will be employed across Mumbai to check on the fuzzy voting that happens. And if anybody has been found with faulty voting, we are going to beat them up. Now, in this kind of a scenario, when such kind of open threats have been issued, controlling violence also becomes extremely difficult because it is imperative that some of the people from this squad will resort to violence. At least till now, fortunately, it hasn't happened till now. Swati, at present, I'm reporting from a polling booth which is close to the residence of Uddhav Thackeray. In some time now, Uddhav Thackeray along with his family will be expected to come over here and cast their vote. Raj Thackeray will also be expected to go near his residence, that is in Shivaji Park. There also he will be casting his vote. So basically it is an interesting election that has shaped up in Mumbai, one can say. Earlier it was seen to be a cakewalk or a one-sided contest for the Mahayuti, that is the BJP as well as Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. Their initial narrative or rhetoric of how Uddhav Thackeray has compromised on Hindutva and how he's been indulging in Muslim appeasement was looking that it was working for them. But in the last 3 days, it seems like the Thackeray's have also pulled it back slightly on the Marathi Asmita card. Whether it is actually resonating, all the Marathi votes are going to consolidate for the Thackeray.
That's more important. That's more important. Whether these narratives, the pitches that are being made, the appeals that are being made are resonating on ground or not, because today the focus is on the voters. Of course, we'll get to know what their mandate is tomorrow. Let's take a look at the political reactions we're getting.
It is a great privilege to participate in this festival of democracy. Mumbai is India's financial and commercial capital. We are all proud to be Mumbaikars. We see the future of a developed and prosperous nation from the lens of Mumbai's progress and growth. I appeal to every Mumbaikar to exercise their right to vote as a duty towards their beloved city, for good governance, for fast-paced progress, for ensuring the well-being of every resident of Mumbai, and to guarantee India's success on the global stage, which starts from Mumbai.
Well, in fact, I have a voter here with me. आपने वोट दे दिया?
जी, वोट दे दिया।
तो कौन से मुद्दों पे वोट कर रहे हैं आप?
देखिए, पब्लिक का काम होना चाहिए। जो आदमी इधर उधर भटकते हैं काम के लिए, तो उनको काम करना चाहिए जो भी आए।
तो डेवलपमेंट के लिए आप वोट कर रहे हैं?
डेवलपमेंट भी है और आदमी का जो परेशानी रहता है बीएमसी में इधर उधर भटकता है, तो आदमी का हर आदमी का काम होना चाहिए बस।
और ये जो मराठी वर्सेस नॉन मराठी चल रहा है उस पर क्या आपकी राय है?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, सब अपना भाई भाई है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, सब भाई भाई है, अपना कुछ नहीं है, सब एक ही है अपना।
सब एक ही है?
सब एक ही है, सब एक।
All right. So that was a voter here in Mumbai who says Marathi, non-Marathi कोई issue नहीं है, सब भाई भाई हैं. That's what the voters are saying. For some, it might resonate the Mumbaikar versus the outsider pitch. For others, it won't. And how many people the Thakres would be able to impress, that we'll get to know about tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast, and this is about the Bhagwa Brigade that we were earlier talking about. The Bhagwa Brigade that is going to be deployed, says Sanjay Raut. Bhagwa guards deployed. They will be deployed outside booths and will beat up fake voters. So the whole politics about marenge, thokenge is back. Sanjay Raut says Bhagwa Brigade will beat up bogus voters. Listen it.
बोगस वोटर्स को हम ठोक देंगे। हमारा सब जगह पर हमारा जो पथक है शिवसेना और महाराष्ट्र नवनिर्माण सेना के लोगों का 5000 लोग हमने तैयार किए हैं। जहां भी बोगस वोटर आएगा, डुप्लीकेट वोटर आएगा, तो हमको खबर करनी है, वो सब हमने दे दिया है जगह जगह पे। तो हमारे लोग आएंगे, हमारे लोग उनको जहां है वहां उनकी धुलाई करेंगे।
So you heard Sanjay Raut back with the marenge, thokenge narrative. He says Bhagwa Brigade will keep a watch on bogus voters. Let me go across to Rucha. Arunil continues to be with us. Rucha, I'm just giving our viewers a glimpse of a polling booth here in Worli. And there is a deployment of security forces. There are officials present here and their job is to check the identity of the voters in terms of the documents that they have before they go inside and cast their vote. But UBT does not trust that process. UBT says we will deploy Bhagwa guards. They will beat up bogus voters.
Well, yes, this is true that Raj Thakre was the one who had ordered that 2,000 of the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena volunteers will be deployed across Mumbai city. On every booth, they are going to deploy 10 volunteers who will be checking if the voters are not voting for 2 times. If any duplicate voter is found, they are going to beat him up, is the challenge, is the threat that Raj Thakre's party has called. And in fact, UBT, which also stands with MNS in this election, is part of this. And currently we are seeing at Shivaji Park, Dadar, where it is the Raj Thakre's polling booth. He will be expected shortly, and this becomes very important that Dadar, which is known as Shiv Sena's fort.
Absolutely, this is the bastion of the undivided Sena, and keep track of the developing trends there. Rucha, I'll come back to you. Arunil continues to be with us. Let's also listen into political reactions coming in.
सबसे महत्वपूर्ण चुनाव है मुंबई महानगर पालिका का, मुंबई शहर के विकास का, मुंबई के सेवा सुविधाओं का, 40,000 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा बजट का, और इसमें अपने मुंबई को विकसित मुंबई बनाने का है। मैं मतदाताओं से निवेदन करूंगा, भारी संख्या में आइए। आपके पास ये मौका है कि भ्रष्ट कार्यक्षम कारोबार करने वाले ठाकरे और ठाकरे की पार्टी को सबक सिखाने का, और उसमें मुंबईकर बढ़ चढ़ के हमारा साथ देंगे। और मुंबई वासियों ने तय किया है देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी, एकनाथ शिंदे जी के नेतृत्व में विकसित महाराष्ट्र का काम करने वाली सरकार को वोट करेंगे।
मेरी विनती है हर एक मुंबईकर को, पहले मतदान फिर जलपान, ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है मुंबई की प्रगति के लिए कि आप बाहर आएं, आपका मत दें, क्योंकि प्रजातंत्र लोकतंत्र की एक खूबी है। जब आप वोट करते हैं तब आप सवाल प्रश्न चिन्ह उठा सकते हैं। जो आप वोट ही नहीं करें तो आप एक सिर्फ साइलेंट स्पेक्टेटर रहेंगे। मुंबई में महायुति के महापौर एक मराठी मानव, एक हिंदू और एक व्यक्ति जिसका दिल धड़कता है इस शहर के लिए, इस शहर के प्रगति के लिए, और वही व्यक्ति जो मुंबई के लिए काम करे।
Arunil is with us. Arunil, constant appeals coming in. Netas with their narratives and pitches trying to woo the voters, also making an appeal to step out in large numbers. But what is the trend? Is it still too early to talk about the vote percentage, or are we getting some figures now?
Well, this is the same locality, this is the same polling booth, Swati, from where I reported during the assembly elections as well. That time the voting percentage seemed to be more, because you can see very relatively lukewarm response can be seen from this polling booth, which is just next to the residence of Uddhav Thackeray. He and his family will be coming here very soon as well. We'll try and speak to these voters over here. But can you please tell us, sir, on what all issues have you voted as well? How would you like to appeal to more voters to come out in large numbers? Because generally in BMC polls, we have seen less percentage of voting takes place.
I came in the morning and there was 15, 20. Okay, see you, bye. There was 15, 20 people. But there was quite an organized, I found it quite organized. And
what are the issues that you voted for, sir? What are the issues that you voted for?
I would consider always local issues, because this is all the local issues that we are facing. I prefer whoever is working for that. I will always vote for that.
Well, you can see your very relatively lukewarm response that we are seeing from voters as well. Some of the voters that I managed to speak to have also basically told us that they are finding the entire process difficult as well, because the election slip that they generally get from the BMC, that has not come to their residence. So you can see many people are assembling over there to basically find their name in the voters list, or get their voter ID number as well. A very kind of a cumbersome process that many voters are finding it.
It's a great sign. It's a great sign for democracy. It's a great sign of how people are, exercising their right to vote and understand that their vote matters and it is extremely important. Arunil, stay on with us. We have some breaking inputs coming in. Zerodha founder Nikhil Kamath has questioned the poll holiday and he has slammed the shutdown for poll shows. He says that this goes on to show poor planning. Global exchanges can't afford shutdowns and investors expect continuity, not closures. Let me in fact go across to Hina, who's joining us with more details. Hina, Nikhil Kamath is slamming the poll holiday. He says, this shutdown is a sign of poor planning.
Absolutely. In fact, the markets are closed today, and taking to social media, Nitin Kamath, who's the Zerodha founder, he has said, and I quote, Indian stock exchanges are closed today for Mumbai's municipal elections. The fact that our exchanges, which have international linkages, are shut down for a local election shows poor planning and a serious lack of appreciation for a second order effect. As was said, show me the incentive and I will show you the outcome. The holiday exists because no one who matters has incentives to oppose the market holiday. It also tells you how far we have to go before the global investors take us seriously. So this is what the Zerodha founder has said, that shutting down the markets on the election day, and that to a very hyper-local election, shows that there is a poor planning and a serious lack of appreciation for a second-order effect.
That was Akanksha telling us about the post of Nikhil Kamath. Let me now go across to Hina. Hina, Nikhil Kamath has hit out at the arrangement. He says that if you give a holiday for polling, it only goes on to show your poor planning, because global markets won't wait for this. There should not be a shutdown. People expect continuity.
Well, that's right, Swati. It is Nitin Kamath, the co-founder of Zerodha, which is an online stock brokerage platform, who has in fact put out a post that has in a way ignited a debate on social media. Because it is BMC elections today, voting is underway, and that is the reason why the stock markets are shut. And he has made a very interesting point, and many people on social media are in a way agreeing with what he has said as well. He, as Akanksha was reading out for our viewers, he has said that our exchanges which have international linkages are shut down for a local municipal election shows poor planning and a serious lack of appreciation for second order effects. Now, he's trying to drive home a point that we just do not cater to, investors in Maharashtra or in India. Our stock market markets have investors from across the world, and that is the reason why closing the stock markets for BMC, for a municipal corporation elections, perhaps does not really make a lot of sense. He has also quoted Charlie Munger to actually make his point, wherein he has used a very popular quote by Charlie Munger, wherein he has said, "Show me the incentive and I will show you the outcome." He says that holiday, it exists because no one who matters has any incentive to oppose the market holiday. Now, as a brokerage firm, if the markets are shut, it's definitely going to have an impact on the business of Zerodha, people who are associated with Zerodha clearly, and that is the reason why he's making this particular point, Nitin Kamath. And if you look at the comments that people have put out on social media on his post, they're very interesting because all of them are saying that this is a period when foreign investors are pulling out their money from the Indian stock markets, and a lot is happening across the world. We are supposed to be extremely competitive, so we can't really be shutting markets, for a day like this. This is what most of the people have said, that it is disappointing that the market is closed because of municipal elections. And, these are not local markets. You have foreign investors putting in their money as well. And hence, this is something that perhaps could have been avoided with proper planning, is the point that most people.
All right, so that's a post put out by Nitin Kamath, the CEO of Zerodha, who says that this tells you how far we have to go before global investors take us seriously. He questions the poll holiday. So there are multiple reactions coming in. Politicians urging voters to exercise their right of vote. And here behind me, at a polling booth, you can see there's a constant flow of the voters stepping in and out after exercising their right to vote. We'll also be able to tell you about the vote percentage in some time from now. Thanking reporters Arunil and Rucha for getting us the details, but we'll of course keep coming back to you and get you live updates from Mumbai on the BMC elections.